Welcome to Heroes Next Door, and this is Station Cribs. So today we're at the South Branch Emergency Service in New Jersey, and we're meeting back up with one of my friends, Jason. If you guys remember Jason,
Mike, how are
he was
you?
from Lebanon, our old video, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so thank you for inviting us to yet another station, and I'm very curious to see what you have here.
Of course, come on in.
All right.
So, welcome to South Branch. Here we do both BLS and rescue, both extrication, collapse, trench, rope, any type of rescue like that. And we also do water rescue with the two reservoirs that we have in our primary.
Awesome.
If you guys want to come on up, we'll go head upstairs.
So everything on the main level is actually your apparatus bay, correct?
Correct. So our whole first floor is just strictly apparatus, the restock for the ambulances, and the rescue room for maintenance on the rescue trucks, anything that's like that.
Okay, and then upstairs is the living quarters. What was here before?
So before, what was here was the older station. So the older station used to be a single floor station.
Okay.
With 3 bays, and then it was revamped in the later of the 2000s to what we have now, 2 stories, a little longer back.
Right.
And then in 2020 was right around when we did the merge.
Okay. And then we walk right up into your foyer area, and tell us what you have here.
So this is the upstairs foyer area. In this display case here we have all of our trophies throughout the years of when it was Clinton First Aid.
Okay.
Before it became South Branch. So we have a couple of our older helmets, our older rescue jackets, some older pagers, and then just some town appreciations, and then the best preparing rescue squads for any parades and stuff, best preparing apparatus, best preparing ambulances.
Nice. So when I was doing some research and you sent me the request to come up and do this one, I noticed that it was a merger between a couple different companies.
Yes.
Can you kind of walk me through what that merger is, how it all happened as we move along?
Sure. So in the beginning, what we did was the first merge was between the Clinton First Aid Emergency Squad and the Highbridge Emergency Squad.
Okay.
And then that merger brought together what is now South Branch Emergency Squad. So the history behind our merge was that for our new patch, our new logo, we had to come up with a design. So what Highbridge is known for is the arches, and what we're known for is the Clinton Mill.
Okay.
And now the South Branch Raritan River runs through both of our towns. So the river connects from right here, both of our towns.
Nice. So we're in Hunterdon County.
Correct.
But what city are we in, or
So this is
township?
this is Clinton, the town of Clinton, Clinton Borough, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Explain to us a little bit how Jersey works as far as EMS is concerned, because it's a little different from where I come from. In Pennsylvania, we have independent ALS and BLS from any kind of hospital-based system. Can you describe what you guys run and how it all works?
Sure. So our BLS comes out of any of their. So BLS, it depends where you are. Some places are career, some places they have full-time or part-time or volunteer. We're a combination. We have 4 ALS under Hunterdon County, under their ALS program. One of them is stationed out of county, and the other 3 are one runs out of the Hampton Borough Station, which is our Station 4. The other one runs out of the hospital itself, Hunterdon Medical Center out of Flemington. And the other one runs out of Lambertville Rescue Squad down in Lambertville. So we have one in the north, the central, and the south.
Right. So the ALS services are actually run by the hospitals, where the BLS are run individual by the fire department or EMS squads.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And the ALS is their interceptors. So.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So we walked into a very beautiful room here. Can you explain to me what this room is about?
Sure. So this room serves multiple different purposes. On the rescue side, from my side, this is our meeting room. So the monthly meetings, the business meetings happen in here. Any classes that for us, like if other agency or another class, like an instructor comes in here to teach like CPR or like any ICS classes, they come in, they can utilize the room to help us.
Okay.
And then it's also a training room.
Nice.
I believe it's a licensed training room. And I have Captain Gardner here who can kind of speak a little more about how our training room works.
Hello, Michelle. Thanks for inviting us out here.
Oh, absolutely.
So I
My
hear
pleasure.
you are in charge of the education side here at the company.
I am.
Can you explain to me what it's all about and what do you teach?
Absolutely. So we run basic EMT courses, and we currently are doing 5 a year. We have started running apprenticeship programs within the past couple years, which means people actually come in and they get paid to take the class. They're here a couple days a week. They ride the ambulance 1 day a week with a preceptor, and at the end of it, they've met all their requirements, they pass the National Registry exam, they're eligible for employment, and they'll either come on as a full-timer or a part-timer based on what we have available at the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there an age group that you're looking for, or is it
Over
pretty
the
much
age
any-
of 18.
Okay.
And anybody who's really looking to start maybe a different career. I know a lot of the people who come in are like, would have loved to have done it, but couldn't do it just on the volunteer side because they needed a paycheck.
Sure.
So it kind of fits that bill for them. And so far, I think most of them have really enjoyed it.
Okay.
So.
Now you said you're holding 5 different classes throughout the year. How
Yep.
long are the classes?
So it varies. The traditional classes, which they're all hybrid, so they have online learning that they do outside of the classroom, and then in class is about 160, 170 hours. They also do hospital time as part of the program.
Okay.
And then they have additional other training that they take care of online. We have a class that actually just started this week, and that will go until the end of May.
Okay.
The apprenticeship class goes about 2.5 to 3 months.
Okay. Okay.
And
Very
then we
nice.
also run refresher classes. So once you get your EMT, as you know, you have to keep doing your education.
education, yeah.
So we do refreshers. New Jersey does A, B, and C.
Okay.
We run, I don't even know how many sets a year, a lot.
You're right.
And then obviously CPR, huge, because if you have your EMT, it's contingent on a valid card. So we run CPR classes throughout the year, all, BLS classes, but we also do community classes. We go out to like schools sometimes and provide training for them. And then we do additional CEU training where like, pediatric courses or trauma courses, as Jason had mentioned, sometimes ICS and those kind of things. So it's a very active.
So how
Nice.
would I get a hold of you if I need an education course or if I want to become an EMT? Is there a website that I go to? Is
Absolutely.
there just stop by the station? How does that work?
Actually, either would work. Sometimes people just pop in and we can give them the information they need. You can go to our website, which is sbs365.org, and in there you'll see a training section. So any classes that are already on the board, you can register through there. And if you have additional questions, there's a link in there that you can, send us a message and be like, hey, I'm looking for, we'll get it a lot like our summer program always fills up fast.
Okay.
And we have people reaching out to say, ask different questions about it. And, there's a lot to learn, and it's not necessarily a simple process. So anytime people have questions and need something, we'd much prefer to just kind of help them out and give them direction.
Sure, sure. So if you're watching this video and you're in the area and you need some Con Ed or you want to become an EMT, definitely, go to their website, take a look, see what they have to offer, or even stop by, take a look at the station. It's absolutely beautiful. Michelle, can you tell us a little bit more about the room? How is this set up? How many occupants can you have in here? Where do you keep all your equipment to do all this kind of training?
Absolutely. Obviously the lecture portions, we only do micro lectures. The days of, sitting there listening for 3 hours to somebody talking is kind of gone, which is probably a good thing. But
Death by PowerPoint, go away.
exactly. It's definitely, so if anything, you would get more facilitated activities and interactive things. And like a lecture might be 10 minutes to half an hour tops.
Okay.
So that would obviously take place in here. I'm going to show you my favorite room.
All right.
It's not totally clean, but it's always very well used. And this is our training closet. So if anything's in here, we train on it throughout the program. We have everything that we need. We take it out every day that we're here. Decon it when we're done, put it back, try and keep it in good condition so that it's ready for the next guy. We also utilize the whole building when we do training. So, like when you're doing lifting and moving, you can't just be like, this is what you do. You have to get out the stair chair. You take your classmates down the steps.
Right.
It was stressful for the instructors, but it's a good experience to know what it's like on both sides.
Sure.
So knowing what a patient feels as you go over that lip is awesome because it gives you a little more empathy when you're dealing with them.
Yeah. That reminds me of back when I, took courses. Backboards were big back then.
Yep.
Not so much anymore.
Not so
we used to
much.
strap them down and then had to roll them over and not let them fall off, kind
Yep.
of thing. So it gives you that sensation of what the patient's going to be feeling. So you have that
Absolutely.
empathy a little bit more.
Agreed, totally. And then if we come on up this way, we have a small breakout room where we've been painting and doing all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
So it's not completely done yet, but
Nice.
again, this stuff will be out of here soon. But, you can have one-on-one time if you need to, a student needs maybe extra help with something,
Sure.
or if there's like a remediation or whatever needs to be discussed, a little bit of
private
degree of
study.
separation.
Sure.
We have certain EMT students who, when they take written exams, get accommodations.
Yep.
And the most common is additional time. And again, if they produce their records, absolutely. The other is a place that's away from everybody else.
Okay.
Very distracting when you're the last person testing and you're thinking you should be done and everybody else is gone.
Right.
So
And they're doing fine.
they're
It's just-
doing just fine.
Yeah.
They just kind of get distracted by everybody else.
Yeah.
So
And the one thing that, my viewers actually know is I've had some learning disabilities growing up too. I have a condition called Irlen syndrome where they didn't realize it until I was way older
Right.
in life, but I struggled with school. And, having those accommodations didn't make me a dumb person. Didn't make
Not
me
at
that I
all.
couldn't be an EMT, couldn't be a paramedic, so it's okay to have some of those kind of things. And the fact that
Absolutely.
you guys understand that and give an opportunity for that to be is very cool to see.
yeah. Well, the hard part is you have to pass the written exam.
Mm-hmm.
You could be the best EMT in the entire place, but be terrible at testing. So our job is to help you figure out how you can pass the test, like what learning things that, whether it's reading a question, because it's not always knowledge based,
Yeah.
like hands-on, they're amazing. Just have a little bit of trouble putting it onto paper or the computer.
Yep.
So again, we try to do what we can to help them. We have a couple of our instructors are educators by trade, so they're full-time school teachers, and they're really good with being able to help come up with different ways people can learn.
That's
so
awesome.
it's very helpful.
Very cool.
On EMT skill nights, we'll do scenarios, which are my favorite because I think you learn more by scenarios than most of the other
Sure.
stuff that we do. So once there's enough knowledge base, we'll go down to the gym, and then you have somebody who got hurt in the gym or whatever. But this room gets a lot of use, again, whether it's for meetings, drills, or education. It's always got something going on.
Right. I like the fact that from the front of the building, it has that classic look too.
Yeah, I do
of that
too.
typical firehouse kind of mentality.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Even from the outside.
Yeah, it's home away from home. It's a good place.
So that's pretty much about it for this room. But there's a lot more stuff up here on the second floor.
Absolutely.
Okay. Can you show us what we're going to be going next, or you got somebody else?
So I have Chief Setnicky.
Okay,
And,
Chief.
he will be taking over from here. And you have Jason. You're in good hands.
All right. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you so
for
much.
giving us that information.
Enjoy.
All right. Well, a little bit about myself. I've been doing this longer than you can imagine. I was in Princeton for 35 years and retired.
Nice.
I retired for a short period of time, and then you can't get away from it, so I'm back.
Yep.
This is my hometown.
Okay.
So I was a volunteer here in the past, and now I'm the first career chief that we had.
Okay. And we actually did Princeton. We actually
Yeah.
went over and did a episode with them, and National Fire Radio was with
Yes.
us at that time.
Yeah, Jeremy was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good people over
Yeah.
there.
It's a good group.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss the people for sure.
Okay.
2004 is when the building was built.
Okay.
So I think at the peak,
Yeah.
it should be 2004, but
Okay.
but it also has our old name on the front.
Yes.
Clinton First Aid and Rescue Squad, which we were from our inception in '68 until 2020 in July.
Okay.
We merged with a neighboring department, and we changed the name because it was the right thing to do. Like it's a new start.
Yep.
So and down the hallway here, we have pictures from both departments.
Okay.
And
So it's a new start, but you still have those roots from 1968.
Yeah.
You still have that
yeah.
foundation.
And actually, the hybrid squad goes back to 1953. 3, I think.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So we merged with them in 2020, and then in 2022, another department, Hampton Emergency Squad, merged with us. And we have been doing their days for decades, their day stuff, and then it just kind of seemed like a natural progression
Okay.
to become one. And what's weird is, or funny in a way, is like Highbridge and us came full circle, because in 1968, our squad broke off of there
Okay.
and started our squad in town, and that was only after a father and a son drowned in a local pond.
Okay.
And then the community saw a need to have our own service.
Yep.
And here we are.
Yeah, yeah. It's unique because I've seen that across America. As we continue to travel, we've seen people break apart, and now they're starting to
going the
collaborate.
opposite direction
it's
again.
They're starting to collaborate
Yep.
and become merging again.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to see. It's also helping with the resources. Obviously,
Sure.
how many trucks do you need? How much resources as far as personnel
Right.
makes a big difference. And, working together is always a good thing.
Yeah, so we started out when all of us merged, we had 12 ambulances. We're down to 7.
Okay.
We might go down to 6, but we're not sure yet. And, we got rid of some of the rescue assets, like Highbridge had their own rescue truck. We didn't need it. And Marine units also. So we got rid of some of the stuff that we had jointly.
Okay.
And what we have left is what we need.
Now, are you township owned or are you a 501?
No, we're a 501c3.
Okay.
We're not municipally owned at all. However, a lot of the towns, we cover 8 municipalities, primary, and majority of them fund us to some extent.
Sure.
So and it's important because, EMS, you have to be in a state of readiness. It's not like a private ambulance service where, all right, we have transports today, so we'll bring a crew in.
Right.
Or if you don't, then you don't have to. Like
Right.
we have to be ready to go at any time. So we have 3 ambulances staffed till 10 o'clock at night
Okay.
every day. And then from 10 at night till 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning is 2.
Okay.
And they're split out in different areas and cover the whole community.
All right. So let's take a look at your house, Chief.
Sure. So like I said, down the hallway here, like we have, that's the apparatus from the 2 of the squads.
This is what I started in. That was one of my
Me
first-
too. Me too. I hate to admit to that, but
that was my
yeah.
first
So that's
ambulance.
some of the apparatus that we've had over the years, and Highbridge had. So we put, it's the wall of some of the apparatus is pretty cool.
Right. Yeah.
We have to add Hampton in there. And then this side of the room is Michelle went over the EMT training center.
Okay.
So this is all the classes they've had.
Okay.
I think maybe the last 2 are missing still, but like we said, the 38th class just started the other night, and then in February the 39th class will start.
This
So
is cool to see because
Yeah.
it lets us know that the community's out there. There is career, there is volunteerism still out there. Even though over the years, the 30 years we've been doing this, it's declined. We still have people doing
yeah,
it.
I mean, we had a really big lull with COVID.
Yeah.
Right, we lost people, and we only took a few people on during that period. But like last year, we took almost 3 dozen new volunteers on.
Nice.
So we're fortunate.
Yeah.
And a lot of squads in this county are fortunate because they get the people that want to join and help the community.
Good.
Good.
Okay. And then we walk down the hallway and
Yeah, and this is that's the office.
the administrative office.
That's the administrative office. Yep.
Okay. And this is really the backbone of a lot of companies, whether you're a fire company,
Yeah,
EMS
doesn't
company.
matter. It's a business.
Yeah, you have
You
to
know-
have good personnel back there that understand the finance, that understand how to get things done.
Right.
This is where this all starts.
Yeah, it's not the mom and pop squads like our fire companies like it was back in the day.
Right. Right.
We have people here 7 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
know,
Makes
so
a big difference.
makes a
Yes,
big
we have the
difference.
guys on the front line taking the
Yep,
calls,
absolutely.
but you have to have that backbone.
And Michelle and I, we still ride.
Yeah.
I still ride a day a week. Michelle rides at least a day a week on the ambulance.
Nice.
So it's fun to do that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is some of the just memorabilia we have. And people joke, but no, I'm not in that picture.
I remember the stretchers though.
Yeah. Yep.
Finger
Yep.
pinchers.
The old Furno.
Yep.
Yep. And then the bunk rooms we have, there's 4 beds in each bunk.
Okay.
It's a group. It's not individual bunk rooms. This was built, like I said, 20 years ago. So
Right.
that wasn't a thing.
Okay.
Now it's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But
and-
I kind of like the fact that it's that community bunk room. I've been across the nation and I've seen both sides of it.
Right.
I've seen, I want to get some sleep because maybe Jason snores a lot and I can't sleep next to
Right.
that. But I've also seen when you are in that group setting, you get that camaraderie a little bit more.
Yeah.
You get that brotherhood that we look for.
Well, it's the
Brother and
downtime.
sisterhood, but yeah.
joke around and carry on, and,
Right.
and no harm, no foul. But you know, we're probably, I would think we're close. We're probably like 60-40 male female.
Okay.
So you know, at night the men's bunk room has 5 bunks, the women's has 4.
Okay.
But we don't. Not a lot of women's that do the overnight. A lot of our women are career, and so we do use that bunk room, and then we have signs we put up that say a male in here.
Yeah.
So there's no surprises.
Understood.
All right.
So, Chief, the one thing I really liked, as I mentioned before, is that you have that camaraderie in the bunks. But this is almost feeling like a firehouse, even though you're EMS.
Yeah, no, it. Yep, for sure.
What other amenities do you offer to your members? Such as, do you have weight rooms? Do you have full kitchens and stuff like that?
Yeah, we have a small weight room I can show you here. You know, it's some people use it, some don't, but it's here for anybody to use.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you got all the equipment that you need.
It's just it's a tight room. Like when they designed the building, they didn't design a weight room because we were more responding in.
Okay.
You know, we had paid staff during the day, but there wasn't crews here 24/7.
Right.
And then when we got here, it's like, yeah, we need to do 24/7, and so we have this room, and that's what we turned it into.
I have noticed that EMS versus fire. Fire is, you know, they're inbred with saying we need to put fitness into their programs, into their basically work schedule.
Right.
Where EMS is like, we've been so busy taking calls that we don't really have time to do that. So it kind of gets overlooked. But the fact that you guys said, hey, this is a need. We want to make sure that our employees are healthy. They want to be able to exercise in between their 48-hour or 24-hour shifts. You're doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
So we try, and like I said, the opportunity's here for them. I mean, daytimes there's not normally the chance to do it, but you know, the evening the folks come in here. And we'll go back to the crew room.
Okay. This is where all the problems get solved.
Something like that. So this is the crew room for their downtime. Okay. We try to make it at home as much as possible.
It definitely feels like home.
You know?
Even with...
It's definitely warm in here.
Yeah.
So we have a little kitchenette back here if they just want to, you know, microwave something. That's just a small trading room for spare equipment.
Okay.
We do have a balcony outside, so when it's nice weather,
okay,
the crews will go out there and eat their lunches or even do their charting. Yeah, it goes out through the whole back.
Okay. Can you describe to me the area that you cover?
So it's suburban and rural both.
Okay.
All right. So the town of Clinton, which we're in, is like the center of a donut.
Okay.
All right. And the townships outside of it, and then we cover other towns around that.
Gotcha.
So you'll get out, you know, we'll go in certain areas up where we just were for that call, and it's like you don't think you're in the same area. When we first merged with them, I was just like, where are we? Like, because there's nothing.
Right.
You know, houses every mile or whatever. But so we get a lot. We get a lot of that, and we get the farming accidents. We get, you know, the interstate. We cover a lot of the interstate, so we get a lot out there.
Okay.
But all your house calls.
Right.
You know, we have facilities like everybody else.
Okay.
Skilled nursing, assisted living.
Yeah.
You know, we have 2 state prisons.
Okay.
And a couple nursing homes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you have the river that runs through here. So.
Yeah, we have the river runs through town, and we do more events than we do rescues on the river.
Okay, fair enough.
Ice rescues happen just because people, when it gets ice like now,
you
know, it's thin, they shouldn't be out on it, and the town does check it, but they'll go out there and do their ice hockey.
Yeah.
And yeah, luckily the river's not that deep normally.
Right.
You know, unless it's rained, but yeah, so it's a good time.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, this definitely feels like home. You know, you got all the college furniture. It looks like, you know, that will hold up with the abuse that we normally give it. And you guys incorporate things that you guys probably built this. This is not a normal
So our members built that, and it was off one of our first station cars.
Okay.
They took it and they got it retrofitted so that, and there's lights in the bottom for the pool table, and then it's supposed to go off when there's a call.
Okay.
Little blinky blinky.
That's what's cool about what we do in public service is we have so many different talents throughout the department. You know, whether we do auto mechanics, whether we do electrical work, whether we do drywall.
We have carpenters.
You know, those different kind of things. Yep. And the fact that we utilize those to, you know, incorporate into our house. Because we're living here together. We're spending 24 hours, you know, together. Having that incorporated into a service is very important, and allowing those people to express their feelings and building stuff like that is really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, people they move their stuff in when they're here, and some people work more than 24 hours, so then they really move in. Yeah, exactly. You know, some even bring their gaming TVs in, you know, in their big cases and stuff, and you know, during the downtime, as long as the stuff gets done, we don't care.
Yeah.
You know, just answer the calls. That's the main thing. Yep.
trucks are washed.
That's all.
Good to go.
There you go. See? Trucks are washed. So, yeah.
All right. So, Jason, do you want to take us downstairs and take a real quick look at the apparatus bay?
Sure thing.
All right.
So if you follow me, we're just going to head down the stairs here. We're going to go check out our apparatus bay.
Okay. Then there's two ways to get down to the apparatus bay: the elevator and stairs up there, and this is the back one, right?
Yep.
All right. No fire pole.
No fire pole. Or slide.
Yeah.
All right. Here's our apparatus bay.
Okay. And this is the back of the building.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the back of the building. So right here we have our ASAP unit, or our all-terrain ambulance. One of our chiefs is a state planner for the New Jersey EMS Task Force.
Okay.
So we're able to get this. We'll be up at MetLife sometimes, at the MetLife Stadium for any events, and it's also a state task force resource.
That's awesome to see.
Yeah.
So
Over here we have our Water Rescue 1.
this is a water rescue, not an ambulance.
Correct.
Okay.
It used to be an ambulance, and then we converted it into a water rescue.
Okay.
So, and then this ambulance here, this is our third out. So if we start getting multiple calls, like fourth or fifth calls, which has happened,
Yep.
scramble crews will come in. They'll utilize the third out.
Okay.
Here we have Water Rescue 2, which was a asset from Highbridge Emergency Squad
Okay.
that we took. This was their primary water rescue unit, and then we took it in as our second one.
Love that it has the Zodiac and stuff on it.
Yep.
Ready to go.
Yep. And then this is our Marine unit. This is Marine 3651.
Okay.
It's a 19-foot. And this is our primary. So this is our primary out, and this is our Marine. This is our Marine 3.
Okay.
Right here, this is our second rescue. I call it the second piece. It's a E1 Cyclone. This is our backup rescue to this one, or if we have a major incident, we can backfill, and if there's any
Okay. So
technical...
it's fully stocked, ready to go.
Yes, yep.
Just like a regular rescue. You just happen to have two of them.
Yes.
Interesting. I love that. I love that fact.
And then we're also a part of the Hunterdon County Technical Rescue Task Force.
Okay.
So for any task force call, if we load this with 6 guys and we still have an overflow, we'll either roll this or keep this back in town or roll the auxiliary cars. It depends on the nature and the severity.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
Yeah,
then,
this building is really long. The fact that you're able to stack these, end to end, is pretty cool because
Yeah.
it's really a pull through if you need to.
yes, yep. Yep, so yeah, these 2 bays here are the pull-throughs, and then the bay over here with our second out rig. So any second calls, if
Okay.
any of the administrative guys, as Chief mentioned,
Yep.
if any of the administratives are in, they can take, this is our second out, so then the second out will go.
That
This
would be
is
your
the-
first out.
This is the first out.
Okay.
That way, if the first out and there's a good call, it leaves room for the rescue to roll.
Yeah.
And then right behind you here is our heavy rescue.
Okay. So what year is this heavy rescue?
So this heavy rescue, it's a 2018 Pierce Velocity.
Okay.
It came to us, marked up all as Clinton prior to the merger to South Branch. So we had to re-lettered it all to South Branch. We kept the Clinton technical rescue patch on there
Okay.
as sort of like a little bit of history.
Sure.
And as well as the proudly serving since 1968.
Right.
We kept
Maybe
that.
we could do a station rigs of this vehicle.
Sure.
Can we do that?
Of course.
All right. So for you viewers that are interested in those station rigs, we're going to be coming back and doing a station rigs, opening every door, kicking the tires, and seeing what this rescue's all about. So, Jason, thank you so much for inviting us out.
Thank you for
This
coming
was
back.
awesome, Station Cribs. We really appreciate everything that you do. The fact that you were at Lebanon, now you're here, and you're multiple different places.
Yes,
so I'm
yep.
sure we're going to see each other again. This was Station Cribs with Heroes Next Door. I got something special coming up. We're going to be doing a new series called Bay Watch, where we're going to take a look at the bays a little bit closer. How are they set up? What kind of trucks do they have in it? The different material and gear that they have, everything that you want to know about a bay, we're going to be doing that in a series called Bay Watch. So make sure you pay attention. Thank you all for watching. Once again, this was Heroes Next Door. Hit subscribe, hit notifications, smash the like buttons, and we'll see you again next week.